Thor number 28 by Al Ewing and Donny Cates was published few days ago with this impressive cover showing King Thor fighting Venom after we last saw them joining forces to take down Darkoth, the Death Demon. The book opens in the Underdark of Asgard, where Donald Blake, the new god of lies, has been imprisoned and tortured by the serpent, which drips its venom into his eyes. Blake says Loki, who hears his name in the battlefield in which Thor and his allies are fighting Darkoth, who was mistakenly brought by Loki from Limbo to Asgard. The demon is possessed by a newborn symbiote called Bidlam's Child, and he has promethium in his bones, a mystical metal from Limbo's heart, which is used by the controlling symbiote to make a hammer named Hilner. Eddie tells Thor that the child symbiote controlling Darkoth is taking its first steps and learning everything from Thor, so whatever move he makes, it will throw it back at him. The demon blasts Thor, but not with lightning. This burns like the fires of hell, like acid or radiation sickness, like venom. Thor feels horrible pain, but Odin tells him to control it, as the battle is not done yet. Darkoth attacks again, and the hammers collide with great force. Eddie then interferes and blinds the demon with his web, buying Thor some time to recover. Thor then notices that Mjolnir is bleeding, and Odin says that he feels strange. Thor tells Darkoth that he won't be holding back anymore, and that his hammer is bleeding, and blood demands blood. Eddie manages to restrain the demon with his web, remarking that it has gotten strong over the centuries. Darkoth, however, breaks free, with Sif explaining that the demon is empowered by Limbo's own magic. The universe of darkness has taken hold of Desmond Pit and empowered the child symbiote, controlling him. Thor says that they can't fight such darkness alone, and that they have to join their forces. With that, Eddie Brock's body, which died in fire, has nothing human left in him, nothing to keep him from folding around Thor and connecting on a primal level. Thor bonds with Venom and becomes the god in black, then attacks Darkoth and hits him hard with all his might. Loki says that Thor bonding with Eddie triggers the ancestral fears of symbiotes, like sound and flame. He then summons an illusion of a dragon, which blasts Darkoth with fire and forces the symbiote to flee. Eddie then says that the child symbiote has just learned that he can move freely in time, leaving his goo behind, and without him, Darkoth is an empty shell. Eddie then lifts the demon's hammer, remarking that he is worthy, but Thor asks worthy of what exactly, remarking that he knows the pain Eddie holds back, as he knows when a god pretends to be a man. Eddie tells Thor that he did not lie to him, and that he is Eddie Brock, and much more. He then turns to Meridius, the Eddie Brock of Thor's future, on a mission to save his. He knows this period, and knows that Thor has seen his future and fate. Meridius then asks Thor if he wouldn't try to turn back what is to come, but Thor asks about the cost to those he loves. With that, Meridius blasts Thor with the demon's hammer, remarking that they were getting along so well. Meridius says that he will be absorbing this hammer and the promethium as well, cause it's an element of darkness, just like the symbiote matter itself, and tells Thor to let him go. Loki tells Thor to let Meridius go, but Thor refuses to do so, and says that it is his fight. Meridius tells Thor that he felt the power of the demon's hammer, but Thor says that the hammer hasn't felt his own power yet. He is more than a god. He is the king of gods and the all-father of Asgard, in the full measure of his birthright. With that, Thor blasts Meridius with great force that even Meridius, who walked millennia and slain empires, can't handle. Meridius tells Thor that he won and retreats, asking what Thor has won exactly, and Thor says that this is for the future to tell when it comes. Sif then carries Darkoth to the place of comfort in case he wakes up, while the demonic hammer turns into a puddle and seeps into the ground beneath them, with Sif remarking that she can't see the hammer anymore, as if it has vanished. Loki says that it could be hidden by a more powerful magic, while Thor says that he knows his kingdom very well, above ground and below, and there is nothing down there but solid rock, but Loki knows that there is more than solid rock down there. There is the dungeon in which Donald Blake has been imprisoned and tortured, where the molten promethium, which is melded with symbiote, drips through the rocks into his eyes, with each drop holding visions and myth. And now, in the Underdark of Asgard, there is a serpent. I like this book a lot, but thought that with all the power he currently has, King Thor should have defeated Darkoth without the need to bond with Eddie. Can't wait to see how powerful and deadly Donald Blake will become after bonding with the symbiote and the promethium. Hope you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe, share and like. Thanks for watching and have a nice one.